Am I the asshole for telling my mum I won't be paying my phone bill until I have full access to my phone? I'm 17, female. We're on a SIM-only family plan, 3 phones came free with it, but I only used the freebie for about a year until I bought my new phone with my own money. My mum takes my phone off me at night. It's a strict 10 p.m. bedtime since her partner is up at 5 for work every day, but even weekends she takes it around 10, 11 at the latest. She confiscated it constantly until I bought my own, and she still thinks she has the right to check it whenever she so pleases. She seems to think I'm a 10-year-old with my first phone and no self-control. She goes as far as checking how much money I have via quick balance on my bank app. I recently gained an income. I pay the Netflix, the Prime, rent, Disney Plus and a few other things, and I was told I needed to start paying my own phone bill. It's only €35 a month, which I'm fine with, and I paid it for the first time yesterday. I assumed this meant since I'm paying for my phone completely, I'll have full unrestricted access to it. I was wrong. She came in to take my phone last night at around 9:45, and I said I'm paying my own phone bill now, that she can't touch it anymore. She said she can still take it so that I will sleep. I said I don't sleep much anyway, so there's really no point. Eventually I gave in, turned it off and handed it to her, but said she can't check it anymore. She got mad and said she can do what she wants with it, her house, her rules. I said, fine, but I won't be paying my own phone bill until I gain full access to the phone I paid for with money I saved in order to buy it. She's mad. She told my older sister, 21, female, who said I should just stop acting like an entitled asshole and pay my phone bill since I am earning money now. Am I the asshole? Edit. Household bills are split pretty evenly between me and her partner. My mother and my sister pay for essentially nothing. Not the asshole, and she's not allowed to take your things. You paid for the phone, and if you pay for the bill too, she has no say whatsoever. Next time she tries, don't give it to her. If she takes it, call the police for theft. It is your property and you are clearly more than responsible enough to be trusted with it. Not the asshole. The whole "it's my house so I have domain over all in these walls" is bullshit. That's your privacy. Period. Beyond that, I agree, if you're paying the bill, it's yours to do with as you please. And since all within her walls is hers, well then, I guess that bill is hers too, ha. Not the asshole, but this doesn't seem so much about the phone to me as it seems to be a parental control, 2 hands-on parenting kind of thing. Can't really judge how you deal with other personal responsibilities, but assuming you're a reasonable, responsible teenager, the restrictions your mom is enforcing on you seem quite overbearing. I think you should have a calm chat with your mom and hash out why she should trust you with your own responsibilities a bit more. Steer the conversation away from the specific issue of the phone and more to why she has reservations about trusting you with it. Not the asshole. Normally as a minor it'd be their house and their rules. And although going through your kid's phone is kinda shitty and shows major distrust, they're 100% in their right to do so. But you paid for your phone. You pay bills. You pay rent. You seriously need to have a talk with your mother about boundaries. You're still a minor, and even though you're making money now, 0% of that is your responsibility. Well, okay, maybe buying your own phone if the option was that, or not have a phone at all. That should be your money to spend on whatever you want, or even better, save for moving out and future school, car expenses. I just suck it up for the next year and move out ASAP. Sounds like it would cost you just as much and you'd be out from under their thumb. Info. Your comments say you are paying rent and bills that total half the household expenses. Can you just go ahead and move out? Not sure what the laws are like in your area, but it's pretty common for 17-year-olds to be able to do that. You'd pay less for a small studio than shouldering the weight of half of a 3-person household. The audacity of this woman to charge you rent like an adult yet treat you like you're 12 the rest of the time. Not the asshole, but your family sounds toxic. You're still a child, why are you paying rent? Not the asshole. And personally I'd change all my passwords out of spite. She can be a Disney princess on her own dime, lol. Not the asshole, you're 17. It's past time she started treating you as such. You're a lot more responsible than a lot of other 17-year-olds paying for those things for yourself as well. NTA. You should just move out. Don't know your circumstances, but you're basically paying your own way like any well-functioning adult. She's charging you rent and this intrusive behavior is still allowed. Fuck man, I'd be out of there. Your mother and sister sound awful. Sorry you have to deal with them. Not the asshole. Also, she can't charge you rent. You're under 18. What she's doing is illegal. Not the asshole. Daffik is wrong with your mom. I pay rent. Sorry, Your mother charges her minor child rent. Given this and everything above, your mom sounds like she low-key doesn't deserve that title. Her behavior is severely abnormal and unacceptable, and it sounds like your sister has internalized it because she's never known anything else. Not the asshole for wanting to keep the phone, but I question what not paying the bill will accomplish. Put a password on the phone and don't give it to her. You pay rent and she still says it's her house, her rules. Tell her to pay rent since it's her house. Not the asshole. You pay for your phone, you should be able to use it whenever you want. If she wants to control it, then she can pay for it. So picking you battles is sometimes the best thing to do, but you're not the asshole. Reading your comments, it sounds like you have a lot more leverage here than you think you do. Next time she tries to take your phone, ask her how she thinks she'll cope if you stop paying half the bills. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. I hate parents like this. Either have kids and be prepared to pay for their stuff until they're 18 or just admit you're a crappy mother. Not the asshole. Cancel all those subscriptions and save your money until you can move out at 18. Not the asshole. You pay rent and it's your property. She can't just take it away. Your compromise of letting her take it at night as long as she pays the bill is fair. The "my house, my rules" stops being effective when you charge a child rent and bills. WTF. I take my 12-year-old's phone off her at night because I know she would sit on it all night otherwise. You are 17 years old and paying for your own phone and bills. Nope, nope, nope. Mum needs to learn that you aren't a baby anymore. I would also change the passcode on it so she can't get access to it if you leave it lying around. Not the asshole. Not the asshole, and her saying it's so you will sleep is crazy. How will you learn to regulate your own sleep schedule if you never have the opportunity to do so? Not the asshole. She's making you act like an adult, so you should at the very least have the freedom of being one. Not the asshole. Unless there is something not shared about a reason she'd have not to trust you, that's too much on mom's part. Not the asshole, but it's ridiculous that you're paying for half the household expenses as a 17-year-old. Is there a way you can open a side bank account, slowly siphon money from your income into it? Like my part-time job has the option to split up a paycheck so that different percentages of the money go into different accounts, and then eventually run out of money in the account your mom knows about so that they stop taking advantage of you. That way you also have an emergency fund for yourself to rely on if you ever need to get away. Not the asshole. This might be an extreme example, but here it goes. This is like buying your own place, then your mum comes round to check it because you're still her daughter. Not the asshole. Either you're an irresponsible teenager who can't be trusted with her own phone, or you're a responsible working almost adult who can and should pay for her own bills. But she can't have it both ways. I pay rent. My house, my rules. Tell her to pick one. Not the asshole. What I'm hearing is that your mother wants you to act like an adult but not treat you like one. What's going to happen when you turn 18? You should have a conversation with your mom about boundaries and respect for property. Not the asshole. You're a minor, she cannot charge you rent. She is responsible for providing for you. Not the asshole. The whole "my house, my rules" is a giant red flag to spot narcissists. Also, obsession and control over your money is another red flag. He'll no, you aren't. Your mom and sister is though. After you buy that, pay the Netflix, Disney Plus, and rent, she has no fucking right. If she wants to treat you like a child, act like one until you move out. If she treats you better, act better. Respect is a two-way street that must be paved from both sides to ever connect. She is staying on her side, and won't budge, so stand your ground. Find a place to stay if things get too rough. Not the asshole. You're 17, why are you paying bills? Why is your 21-year-old sister not paying any bills? If you and your mum's partner are the only one paying bills, she can't touch your phone. Not the asshole. Can't you just hide your stuff? My parents used to take away things they got me when I was younger, but knocked it off as soon as I bought them myself. This is a hill to die on. Do what you have to do. Also, I read that you pay bills and such, that's not right. You can call CPS as kids shouldn't pay rent. It's illegal last time I checked. If you're paying for the family, you can just say this is my money and I will stop paying if you do this. If you don't get what you want, you can do a little bit blackmail since they can't watch Netflix because you're paying for it, so you have the right to stop paying for it. So how about you try exercising it and ban people from using it? If your sister agrees like that, then stop paying all that other stuff too. Do they use it? Does your mother try to dictate when you can use those services too? I would turn all that stuff off so fast. See how everyone feels without the Netflix and Disney Plus since you can't have your phone. My stepmother tried to do this to me and I told her I wouldn't tolerate it. Not the asshole, but the rest is tricky. You perhaps should tell your mum that the sentence "threat like an adult, act like an adult" goes both ways, and if she expects you to participate on the bills, she should give you the same amount of independence. Your sister is perhaps, because she did not have these rights at your age, but this is the fate of older siblings, they have first fights with their parents, so the younger have it easier way. Sometimes. Not the asshole, she is invading your privacy, and change your password and bank info. She is not entitled to it. Parents are obligated to support their child until 18. I would suggest moving out when you are 18. I thought your sister would be understanding and more mature, but it is the opposite. Not the asshole. Is a control thing, stand your ground. Not the asshole. She can't claim that you're both an adult and not an adult. You're paying a huge amount towards supporting the household and she is taking your possessions. Honestly, I would start hiding the phone at 10 p.m., and put a password protection on it that only you know. Unless you've got some sort of specific vulnerability that means you don't understand how to keep yourself safe, there is no reason to be invading the privacy of a 17-year-old by checking their phone. Your mum is doing you a huge disservice because, not being an idiot, you probably just delete anything you don't want her to see. And she's ensuring you won't go to her if you're in trouble because she'll just double down on the controlling behavior. Not the asshole, she's treating you like an independent adult or vulnerable child depending on whether the situation suits her. She doesn't have to pay the phone bill, Netflix, etc. for you anymore, but she still wants to nosy through your phone and control your usage. If you are 17, then she should have to trust you to deal with the consequences of your actions. If you stay up all night on your phone, then you'll suffer the next day at work, school and learn from it, so she should have no need to keep prying. If you pay rent, I don't think she has the right to be taking anything away from you or setting any household restrictions, within reason, obviously. You're paying to live there. She doesn't get to pick when you're a child and when you're an adult based upon what's most beneficial to her. As a mom, two grown men, I believe you're right. Your mom's doing her job, getting you ready for the next phase of your life. Great. She's simply not getting the part where she begins to let go of her child. That phone is no longer her concern. Period. Not the asshole, you say you're paying rent. I'd argue that means your room is in fact your roof. Not the asshole, also I think there's ways you can password, fingerprint lock any apps you don't want her in. Not sure how, but I know it's a thing. Not the asshole. Cancel a couple subscriptions and start saving your money so you can move out of your parents' house. That's so stupid. I wouldn't pay a bill on something I don't get to use either. Not the asshole, it's your phone you brought yourself, so it's classed as your property, so she shouldn't be allowed to take it or even touch it since it's not hers. In the US, your parents can't charge you rent, or any other things they are legally bound to provide for you. Clothing, food, utilities, etc. If she expects you to take financial responsibility for lots, and it's not just the phone and teenage things, then she needs to not be snooping through your phone at night. I suspect that's the real reason she wants to have it at night. It's controlling. Not the asshole. Save your money for things like rent and food and move out at 18. I did. While you were at their home, it is their rules until you were 18. Not the asshole. When my son still lived with me, we had a similar issue at a similar age. I was paying his bill. He didn't like that I would take his phone when grounded. He bought his own phone with his own plan. He was working, so had money, and I told him that it's his to do with as he pleases now. He was very happy, but found out that he had to upgrade his phone plan because my Wi-Fi was not his if he was grounded. Nah. You're paying rent. My house, my rules doesn't apply. You're a paying tenant. Not the asshole.